Morning to all. So last class we discussed about intermediate code generation, types of intermediate code generation, intermediate code forms, then conversion of popular programming language structure in intermediate code form. The last one, type checking. Okay. So today class, symbol table construction, symbol table management, symbol table management. So in symbol table management, so what is symbol table management? So what is symbol table management? So symbol table management, it is you have to store all the data into the information in symbol table management. So if you are having number of phases, so based on the number of phases for lexical analysis, syntax analysis, semantic analysis, logic analyzer. So each and every phases of compiler, you have to store for all the information into the symbol table management. So this is for symbol table techniques. So in that symbol table technique, you got to store for all the identifier, data type, everything you have to store. So you have to store the information with some relative address of the given data. Okay. So in a third model, the part B will be related to the symbol table techniques. Okay, symbol table techniques. Here I show for the one word copy for all the topic to be covered for the symbol table management, runtime storage techniques. Okay, so in symbol table, why are symbol table be used for in compiler? Why are symbol table to be used for in compiler? Say compiler, you have to record the identifier that is used in the source program. So compiler record the identifier, it is used in the source program and collect the information based on the source identifiers. So what is compiler? What is symbol table? Why are symbol table used in the compilers? Okay, a compiler record the identifier used in the source program and collect the information about the identifiers. The first thing. The next one, symbol table store the information about the identifier and their attributes. So you got to store the information about the identifier. So you got to specify for each identifier for each phases. Then you got to specify the along with their attributes. Along with their identifier attribute you got to specify. Okay. The next one, in symbol table, the attribute provide the information about the identifier types. The attributes provide the information about the identifier types. The attributes about the information about the identifier type, scope, and in the case of procedure names. Such as number and type of arguments. You got to specify the number of argument for the given tables. Okay. So you got to symbol table, you got to store the information about the identifier. After that, each information you got to specify the attribute of the identifiers. Next thing, the attribute provide the information about the identifier types, scope, and case of procedure names, such as number and argument types. Then method of passing or which type of argument to be passed for the given argument, call by value or call by reference. And you got to specify the return value for the given types. Okay. The next one, fourth one, is store or retrieve the information about the identifier. Store or retrieve the information about the identifier quickly at compile time. Store or retrieve the information about identifier quickly, but at compile time. Okay, at compile time environments. Then to achieve the compile time efficiency. The next one, you verify that user identifier have been declared. So you go to identifier, you go to verify. After that, you go to declare for the verified identifier, you go to declare for the given symbol table techniques. The next one, the symbol table in data structure contain record of each variable name or identifier with the field of attributes of the name. So you got to specify the data section of the symbol table. You got to specify the each variable name or each identifier name with attribute of the identifier. You got to specify the attribute of the given identifiers. Then you got to store the data, the identifier to be quickly to find it for the given information. Quickly find it for the given information at compile time. Then after finding the compile time, the name to be quick, the store and retrieve the data from record also you have to quickly to identify the given data. Okay, so these are all the why we are used for the compiler. Used in the compiler and symbol table. Okay, so the first one is a compiler records the identifier used in the source program. Then you got to collect the information about the various attributes of the given identifiers. Second thing, then after collecting identifier of the each information of the attributes of the given identifier, you got to store the information about the identifier with their attributes. That is second one. Third one, you got to, after identifying attributes, you got to provide the information about the identifier types. Then you got to specify the procedure name, that is called procedure or calling procedure. Then specify the return of the given procedure. Then fourth one, after identifying saving, you got to store and retrieve the information quickly. Store and retrieve the information quickly at compile time environments. The next one, to achieve the compile time efficiency, you got to specify the efficiency of the given compile time specification. After everything, you got to identify, declare everything. Then only you got to identifier, verify the identifier. Which identifier you are using for the compiler? First, you got to verify the used identifier how been declared. Okay. Then after that, then only you got to identifier compile time. Then you got to store and retrieve the data from the given identifier retrieved quickly. Okay, this is for, that is the purpose you are using for the symbol table used in the compiler. Okay, then what about the next thing? So in next one, we are having for phases, various phases of compiler. Okay, we are having for what are the phases of compiler in compilation techniques: lexical phase, syntax phase, semantic phase, then intermediate code, code optimization, code generation. Okay, so in symbol table used for various phases. So what are the phases will be used for the symbol table? What is the benefit and what type of information stored for the symbol table? The first one, lexical analyzer phase. So in lexical analyzer phase, you got to store the information. The information can be either such as a lexeme or token or type. That is the information you got to store for the token information. Token, type, data type, identifier, everything got to declare for the lexical analysis phase. If it is already not present, or you got to check. Syntax analyzer phase, the symbol table is used to, the symbol table is used to verify the information about the tokens. So the first phase will be check for the token. It will be stored for the token into the symbol table. Second one, in syntax analyzer, used to verify the information about the token being generator while checking the syntax of the source code. To verify the information about the token is there, and you have to check, verify the information about the token. After that, you got to generator while you got to checking the syntax of the source code for the given symbol table. You got to check. That is symbol table second phase. Semantic phase, you got to check. It is used to check the type compatibility of type checking issues. Any data type, any mismatching will be occur for the given type checking or type compatibility mode in semantic analyzer phase. Then code generation phase, you got to check for the symbol table used to know the runtime specification environment. So runtime, you got to check for static allocation, stack allocation, and keep allocation. We are having for three type of allocation runtime environment. You got to check for these runtime specification, runtime space allocated for the given environment. Symbol table, you got to check for the code generation phase. Okay, so these are all the phases will be used for the symbol table techniques. Okay, the next one, symbol table format. symbol table format. Next one, symbol table format. The symbol table format we are having for name and attributes of the tables. Name and attributes. In that name and attributes, the first name you got to specify. We are having for three things. One thing is variable and constants. Second thing is procedure or function. Third one is array. Third one is array. So in that first format of the name, variable constant, you got to check which type of the variable, then size of the variable, then you got to specify the scope of the given variable, and you got to specify the address of the given things. Specify the attributes. So in that first format, variable or constant, you got to check the attribute of the variable or constant. You got to check type, size, line number, scope, binding, and address. Second name is procedure or function. So in that procedure or function, you got to check that attribute is number of parameter, which type of parameter, then specify the return type of the parameter you got to check. Then third thing of the symbol table format name is array. So in that array, you got to specify that attribute is, you got to specify the number of dimension and number of array bound for the given things. Okay, so in symbol table format, left side will be indicate for name, right side will be indicate for attributes. You got to check for the given things. Name, attribute. Name in data type, integer, variable, constants, procedure or function, array, you got to check. So this is for the format of the symbol table techniques. Okay, symbol table format. Next one, symbol table operations. Symbol table operation. Symbol table operation. So in that operation, we are having for some operation for the symbol table technique. So first one, variable name, constant, procedure or function name, strings, parameter, arrays and files, labels in source language. So in symbol table operation, we are having for three type of operation for the symbol table technique in compiler one. Compiler. So the first one is insertion. Insertion. You got to insert the element into the operation. Second one, searching operation. Third one, deletion operation. Okay, so we are having for three type of operation to be performed, or the major type of operation for symbol table we are having for three operation. So the first one is insertion, second one deletion, third one searching. Searching. So in each and every phases of compiler, each and every step is, it will be access to the compilation process for the symbol table technique. So in first phase, you got to check for the token, that is identifier, that is you got to scanning the insertion of the new identifiers. After that, scanning will be over, you got to check for the parsing for the given data. The token to be identified, then you got to find out the given searching technique for the given. Next thing is, you got to generate it, where you got to check the syntax of the source code for the given operation. Then you got to check for the semantic analysis. Then you got to check for the type checking to be checked for type checking for. You got to check for the data type and type comparative mode for the third phase. Then intermediate code generation, you got to check for the memory allocation, relative address of the given information. Then optimization, all memory access through the symbol table. Then last one, you got to check for the relative address to the absolute address. That is translation of the target code of the given information. So these are all the type of operation and various phases of compiler in symbol table techniques. Various phases of compiler in symbol table techniques. Okay. Then what about the next one? Representation of names in symbol table. Representation of names in symbol tables. So in representation of names in symbol table, we are having for two types of name representation. We are having for two types of name representation. Two types of name representation. The first one is fixed length name. The first one is fixed length name. First one is fixed length name. Second one is variable length name. The first one is fixed length name. Second one is variable length name. The fixed length name means you got to store for the symbol table in the technique. You got to specify the in symbol table format we are having for two things, name and attribute. So left side will be indicate for name, the right side will be indicate for attributes. So you got to specify for symbol table format we are having for two things, one for name, another one for attributes. In that name, you got to store for the data type in that name and attribute. You got to specify the name is fixed name only. Fixed name. Fixed name, for example, in each and every name I allocated for the name is 3 or 5. 5 mean you got to store only for SUM mean SUM you got to store for the first name. Then another 2 phase will be wasted. For example, if I say in the next data type is based BASD SED on name. So B for 1, A for 2, S for 3, E for 4, D for 5. So you are having for 5 phase. In that 5 phase, I got to store for based name. So here in base name, I am saving that no need to waste for the names. So fixed name means you got to specify the name in the data type. You got to specify the data type. The data type will be stored in the name of the symbol table format. So once it is fixed name, you got to only save only that space only you got to allocate it for the given thing. Remaining thing no need to save for the given data format. It is less mean the memory base is wasted. So this is for fixed length name. Here you can check for one example. The name and attribute is a symbol type format. I am storing for this SUM, A, B, max or the variables. I am giving for 4 variables. In that name, I am saving for only the 3 spaces will be fixed for the each and every name of the variables. So in that type, first I store for SUM. So I am only allocated for 3 phase. It is fixed. No need wastage for the sum of the variables. Second, you got to check A and B. A and B have the only 1 variables, only 1 space. Remaining 2 phases are wasted. So if the name is too small mean, then there is a wastage of space. The name is correct mean, no need to wastage of the space. It is the name is large mean, not fixed in the variable into the names. Okay, so the name can be referred by the pointer to the symbol table entry. So this is for the first representation. That is fixed length name is, it is the representation of the first name of the representations. Second one, variable length name. Variable length name. So variable length name means the name can be stored with the help of starting index and length of each name. The name can be stored with the help of starting index and length of each name. So here in symbol table format is name and attributes. You have to specify in that name, you have to divide it into the 2 parts. One thing is starting index, another thing is length. For example, you got to check I am giving the variable is SUM A B max. SUM A B max. SUM A B max. Okay, in that SUM A B max, starting index I am starting for the zeros. 0, I started for the value 0. So S for 0, 1 for U, 2 for M. The dollar symbol indicate for the space of the given variables. So what about the length for the given this first variable SUM? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is for the starting index is 0. I can finish the first variable sum will be ended for the third index. So what is the total value? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Totally 4 length. Length will be indicated. Okay. Then what about the next variable A? A will be start from 4. The starting index is A. It will be ended for 5. So the dollar will be indicate for the space of the given variables. So A dollar we are having for 2 length. So you can specify length for 2. Next you can check for next variable B. So B start for 6. The starting index is 6. It will be ended for 7. So we have length is B and dollar will be for 2. 6 and 7 for 2. Next will be for maximum. So max will be start for 8. The length is max. The dollar will be indicated for space of the variable. That is, the variable will be entered for the given types. So here the length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. We are having for 4. So this is for the variable length name. So in representation of symbol table, we are having for two things: fixed length, variable length. Fixed length means you got to specify the length of the variable to be fixed. The length will be small mean the name of the variable is small mean you got to wastage of space to be occur. If it is large mean no need to allocate for the given space. So variable length mean you got to indicate the starting and ending of the given variables. Starting and ending of the given length of the variables. Then only you have to save the given data into the information. Okay, given data into the information. Thing. What is the need for symbol table? 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 So you got to store or retrieve the information from the symbol table. You got to store or retrieve the information from the symbol table. We are having for specify the identifier as well as I got to type the identifier of the attributes at compile time environments. So static allocation is compile time, dynamic allocation is runtime. Then after identifier, the identifier quickly at compile time in runtime environment, then only you got to achieve the compile time efficiency, you got to achieve for the compile time efficiency. It's correct, compile time efficiency. After achieving compile time efficiency only, you got to save the data into the symbol table techniques. Symbol table technique. So here, you got to achieve the compile time efficiency to verify the identifier. You got to then only you got to declare for the identifier for the in symbol table technique in compile time in compiler techniques. So in the technique we are having for some organization for the blocks in symbol table techniques. So we are having for two type of organization. One thing is block structured language organization. Another one is non-block structured language organization. Block structure, non-block structure. So what about the block structure language, non-block structure language? So in that block structure language, it's a kind of language in which section of we are having for two type of language. One is block structure language, another one is non-block structure language. So in block structure language mean it's a kind of language in which source of the program, we got to specify the source of the program in some matching pair of identifier. That is, you got to indicate for the open bracket, close bracket. So within that open bracket, close bracket, you have to given for the, you got to write for the in between, you got to write for the some coding in the given techniques. So in which section? In that section only you got to write for the source program for the given techniques. So that is some matching pair of identifier, open bracket and close bracket. So in between open bracket and close bracket, in between that you got to write for some structure of the language techniques. Okay, the second one, such a section, you got to execute the given programming language. You got to specify some conditional statement for the given programs. Some conditional statement for the given programs. So we are using for statement of the program is if, while, do, while statement you got to use. If, while, do, while you have to use for the given techniques. If, while, and do, while techniques. Okay. So here after that, in block structure language, you got to support for structured programming approach. Structured programming approach. So in that structured programming approach, which type of language you are using for the block structure language? C, C++, Java, Pascal, C, C++, Java, Pascal, Fortran, Lisp, and Snowball. So this is for the block structure language to be support for the symbol table techniques. The non-block structure languages are LISP, Lisp, Fortran, and Snowball. Okay, so this is for the organizational block structure language. So in order to, you got to achieve or store or retrieve the information into the symbol table of the identifier quickly at compile time, then only you got to achieve the compile time efficiency easily. So you got to verify the identifier, you got to declare verification and saving of the information to be declared for the in symbol table techniques. Okay, so next thing, implementation of symbol table. Implementation of symbol table. In implementation of symbol table, we are having for 4 type of technique in symbol implementation of symbol tables. 4 type of technique in implementation of symbol table. The first one, linear list. The first one, linear list. Second one, self-organizing list. Self-organizing list. Third one, hashing function. Third one, hashing function. Fourth one, tree structure. Fourth one, tree structure. So the first one, linear list. Second one, self-organizing list. Third one, hashing function. Fourth one, tree structure. So what are the type of implementation in symbol table? Linear list, self-organizing list, hashing, tree structure. Linear list, self-organizing list, hashing, and linear structure. So in the first one, linear list. Linear list means it is a sequential list. You know that binary search, sequence, linear search. So linear list means it is a linear list of the record. Linearly how to identify for the given techniques. It is easiest way to implement for the symbol table. Easiest ways to name for the symbol table. Easiest way to implement for the symbol table. Second thing, in that linear list method, it is an array to store the name and associated information. It is an array to store the names and associated information. The third one, you got to add the new name into the symbol table. You got to arrange for the sum types. That is linear manner you got to arrange it. The next one, after arranging everything, you got to specify the available. To be specified, the available is maintained at the end of all stored records. All stored record. You got to specify stored records. After that, the stored record to retrieve the information about the name of the beginning of array and searching of the available pointer. You got to specify the pointer. That is the data is available for the given pointers. Once you go to check. After that, if you reach the data is available, you got to reach for the particular pointers. You got to reach. If it is not for the reaching of the variable, you are not reaching. That is, you are not finding the name into the given identifier. It is reached mean okay, no issue. The pointer is not reached for the given identifier, given data type. It is not reached for the given identifier mean. So it will be indicate for the errors. Use of undeclared name. I didn't search. I didn't declare for the given name. You got to specify that. Okay. So the first thing, it is a linear list of record. That is simple thing. Linear searching. Linear list. Linear list. So in that linear list, it is the easiest way to implement for the symbol table. In that method, the array is used to store the names and associated information. The new names are added into the symbol table. You got to arrange for that information. Then you got to maintain all the stored record up to the end of the stored record. Then you got to add for any new data type into the memory. You got to check the pointer is available or not. You got to check. It is available mean you got to add the data into the information. Then once you got to check the pointer is available without finding any names. Available but without finding any name is not find. You didn't find for the any names mean it will be indicate for error. So the error will be declared for the use of undeclared mean. You are the pointer is not, that is you are declaring the given type is didn't identified, undeclared for the given names. Then you got to insert a new name into the given table. You got to check whether the name is already there or not. You got to check. Once it is there, no need to insert. But it is once you got to ensure the data type, ensure the type it is there or not. You got to check. If it is not the data type is you ensure that the name is not there in the given list, mean no issue. If it is already present, then what we'll do? You are saving the same name into the data type. It is present mean it is not present mean no issue. You got to add the data type into the identifier. If it is not there mean if it is already present in the mean it will be declared for the error is multiple defined names. Multiple defined names. Okay. If it is there mean no issue. You got to add the data into the identifier. If it is already present in the name is already present mean it will be indicate for error will be occur. So the error will be what type of error? Multiple defined names. So this is for linear list. So what are the advantages of linear list? It takes minimum amount of space, higher access times. Okay. What about the second implementation of symbol table? Self-organizing list. Self-organizing list. The self-organizing list is nothing but linked list. The symbol table is maintained using in self-organized listing is nothing but linked list. Linked list. A link field is added to the each records. Link field is added to the each record. Link field is added to the each record. Added to the each record. Then the each of the data to be link field is added to the each record in linked list format. So here you can check for the given diagram. We got to search the record in the order in the link of the field into the data types. Here in symbol table format is the left side will be for name, right side will be for information. That is some attribute for the given information. So you are indicate for name 1, name 2, name 3, name 4 up to number of names. In right side you are indicating for information 1, information 2, information 3. That's all you got to write it. So here in linked list you are starting from the first name will be point to the point, then I have to add it to the next data into the linked list format. Same that you got to check, you got to indicate. We are having for lot of name in the symbol table format in list in self-organizing list. Then you have to identify which one is the list, which one is the first one, first type of the given table. You got to check first. So the pointer is first. It is maintained the point to the first record of the symbol table. You got to identify which name of the attribute is first. You got to identify. Then after identifying, you got to write. So the name 3 is I am indicating for first record of the symbol table. First record of the symbol table I got to identify. Then after that you got to link to the next table into the information. Okay. So the name is the reference. You are identified by the first name of the record. It is you move to the front of the list. Then what we'll do? So I am having for name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am having a lot of names. The name 3 I am identify. I am the first name of the symbol table. So I am indicating name 3 is the first table of the symbol table. Then what we'll do? The name 3 will be specified in the format 3. So now I am indicating the name 3 is the first table of the symbol table. Mean then I have moved to the name 3 will be moved to the top of the positions. That is it will be front of the list. So that is for self-organizing list. Okay. So it will be take for higher access time. The advantage is higher access time. Next thing is third implementation of symbol table hashing function. Already know that hashing. Hashing is an important technique to use to search the record of the symbol table. Go to searching that perform the searching of the key operation of the symbol table. The next thing is this method is superior to the list organization. So in the hashing table technique in symbol table, we are using for in symbol table of hashing method, we are using for 2 table. In that hashing team, we are maintaining for 2 tables. The first table is hash table, second table is symbol table. The first table is hash table, second table is symbol table. So in this hash table mean you got to specify the number of entry 0 to n minus 1 something. So this entry, it is basically pointed to the symbol table, point to the name of the symbol tables. Okay, so you got to specify the each and every hash of the point to the entry. You got to specify the, you got to store the exact solution of the name and symbol table. After that, you got to store the hash table and symbol table. You have to maintain for the two table for the given techniques. Here you can check for the given diagram. We are having for in symbol table hashing function, we are using for in hashing scheme, we are using for two table. First one is hash table, second one is symbol table. So the left side is hash table, right side is symbol table. Symbol table we are having for 3 columns, one for name, second one for information, third one for hash link. So the sum mean the sum hash table point to the name of the symbol table. Similar to that I, J, J. So in hash table we link to the symbol table technique in the environment. We are having for lot of types of hashing technique will be available for the symbol table. Open addressing, separate chaining, rehashing, double hashing, lot of technique is available. I think you know that in a data structure concept. Okay. The last implementation of symbol table is tree representation. That is tree structure representation. Same thing in B tree format. Left child, right child, middle child, name of the child. So in symbol table format is name and attributes. So in that name and attribute of the information, in left of the name is left child, right of the information is right child. So in the name of the information, it is represented in the form of hierarchical manners. That is in tree structure representation format. So we have to add for the two links in symbol table format. We are having for name and information, name and attribute of the information. So in that we have to add for two attribute for the given symbol table format. The left side will be indicate for left child, the right side will be indicate for right child. We have to add it. That is construction of binary tree representation. So whenever a name is added first, the name is searched in the tree. If it does not exist the record of the new name, you got to add the data into the name. If it is there, you got to omit it. So if it is, you got to add the data name into the data types in the proper positions.